hope you've enjoyed Channel 13's Late Show presentation. Join us tomorrow night when we present Bride by Mistake, starring Lorraine Day and Marcia Hunt.
If one of your New Year's resolutions was to finally quit smoking once and for all...
Have we got a show for you?
That's right. On the next People Are Talking, you'll meet Jacqueline Rogers, who tried everything under the sun to stop smoking.
You know, after 17 frustrating years, she came up with a system to beat the cigarette habit.
And it's called Smoke Enders Method. It worked for her, and it's worked for a lot of people. It might work for you.
And get your body in shape for the New Year's with Ann Smith's stretch exercise.
On Channel 13's People Are Talking, Thursday at 10. Do you know the correct count and amount?
Well, join us each weekday morning starting at 9 for Dialing for Dollars right here on Channel 13.
We may be calling you.
WJZ-TV Channel 13, Baltimore.
God's gifts are many and they're very precious. It's autumn right now as we're doing this film, and the whole forest looks rather stark, but yet there's a very great beauty to these trees, and even such a simple thing as this little leaf. And then I can sort of imagine what it must have looked like a few weeks ago when all of the different varied color of the autumn trees. But I don't want to talk about God's gifts of nature in trees and flowers. I want to talk about God's gifts to you. I think everybody is gifted, and our gifts are many and they're also very precious, and the most important thing is to be able to recognize what gifts you have, and everybody has them. Some of the simplest people I have known have been very gifted because of their gentleness, their compassion, the way in which they could deal with life, the way in which they could give supportive help to others. And I think the important thing is to be able to recognize and see God's goodness and the gifts He's given us, that we should not either underestimate them or overestimate them. Just be what you are and be all that you are, but don't try to be more than you are. And sometimes maybe what God didn't give you might be the greatest gift of all. I often think that, you know, if I might have been more talented, or might have had greater intelligence, that I could have done many more things, but also I might have been much more arrogant. I might have gotten into all kinds of things that would have led me astray. And so I find that just by trying to be what I am and to try to be all that I am, I can do whatever it is that I think God calls me to do, and I think I can find joy and happiness in my life. But if I try to be more than I am, if I try to do more than I'm capable of doing, then I get very frustrated, and I know I really can't make it. So the point I want to make is that God is good, His gifts are many, and there isn't any one of them that is not very precious. The important thing is to recognize God's gifts, the gifts that He has given you, use them, share them, appreciate them, rejoice in them, and don't try to be anything more than you are. And don't worry about what God hasn't given you. Maybe it's just as well that He didn't.
This is a Group W station. Westinghouse Broadcasting, WJZ-TV Channel 13 in Baltimore. WJZ-TV is owned and operated by Westinghouse Broadcasting Company, Incorporated, in Maryland, with studios and transmitter facilities located at Television Hill in Baltimore. Operating on Channel 13 by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. The programs broadcast by this station may not be used for any other purpose except exhibition at the time of their broadcast on receivers of the type ordinarily used for home reception in places where no admission, cover, and mechanical operation charges are made. The staff of WJZ-TV now bids you a pleasant good night.